Chris with the assist. Welcome to the 2 Lonely Boys in a Canoe podcast. I am Chris Evans. That is my cohort, Trevor Ahlstrom, smoking his brains out. He's sitting there, he's twisting his tees, he's wearing his shades, he's coming home off of work. He's had a day. So, Trevor, tell us about your day, man. What was the good, the bad, and the in-between?
Well, first, to start with this, what do you get when you cross the Atlantic, the Titanic?
Atlantic and the Titanic. I'm not sure.
Only halfway.
The
Waka
Atlantic
waka.
and the Titanic halfway.
Waka waka. Fuzzy the Bear joke I stole.
Walkie walkie. Talkie talkie. Saki saki. That's what all the Asian girls say.
$5, make a holla. Tubuku. Tubuku. Yeah.
You're a big, strong American, ain't
Oh.
you? Oh, ancient Chinese secret.
Use big tool. Oh.
All right, so second episode, Trevor. How you feeling? Is it feeling good?
Good.
Nice. All right.
Big hit, so I'm feeling relaxed. My leg's a little sore.
You know what
Other
they
than
say
that,
in Rocky? Sometimes you get hit, and sometimes you do a lot of hitting off of the bong, and that in turn hits you.
Is that the 420s?
And then Apollo Creed dies, and you gotta avenge him.
Hey.
But you could have just thrown in the towel the whole time.
What if you had Cheech and Chong do a remake of Rocky? How funny would that be?
It'd be them running around in the ring just trying to avoid Mr. T and Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, Cheech would just be all hyped up. Oh man, come on, man, hey.
Mexican Americans.
Don't like to get up early, but they have to, so we do it real slow.
Man, we got a really nice backdrop here, Trevor. We got these beautiful clouds sitting outside. It's getting close to the end of the day.
Yes.
Kind of watching the sun get ready to set. It's not a bad hour to be podcasting.
Not at all. Doing all right. Ankle's a little sore. Other than that, I'll be all right.
Well, what happened to your ankle?
Just walking on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life hurts.
It's also my lead leg, so it probably takes.
Wouldn't that be an awesome commercial for like volume? Or
what?
like methadone, or not methadone, shit.
But you know, just
damn it, the shit they give you in the hospital when you're in morphine.
Morphine, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that be when life hurts? Get morphine.
Like,
when life's kept you down with bullets, get morphine.
They gave me morphine when I almost died of heat stroke on doing fire. They gave me morphine.
Yeah.
They literally gave me IV and morphine, and damn, I felt good.
They're like, this will get you there.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to try it. There should be a morphine bar. You just dose you up with some morphine.
You would have so many people.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of people like... I liked it. That's why I was like, I shouldn't do this, because I
got
really
a bad
like
knee.
this.
I need some morphine.
Man, I'd be feeling great tomorrow at work at the saw shop if they're like, how you doing? Like, nice fucking morphine.
So, what do you think? What do you think would happen if the government was just like all across the board, all drugs are legal to a certain degree? You can obviously carry a certain amount and use.
I think they would immediately have to like go around trying to create a standardized way to like regulate all these things.
Like a standardized test?
Well, standardized test, but I mean like, it will just like all
C, C, B, D, A, D.
Z, Y, green sofa. What? Too many letters and things. Poop emoji. No. But it's just...
Fentanyl travels at a speed of, you know...
That was the other thing. I was going to talk about how, you know, how now that it's... If these things were legal, they might have to change a little bit. Like, all right, there's a certain amount of tolerance you can have when you're, like, in public, or, like, you know, maybe behind a motorized vehicle, because, like, alcohol is slight. But I couldn't... It's like, oh, you had one mushroom, you're good.
You would never get a ton of sober people driving to work in the morning. Just being like, yay, I get to start my day. Get me some fucking heroin.
I want heroin and acid now. And caffeine. Heroin, acid, caffeine.
I want my pills, I want my booze, and I want my weed. Let's go. I'm going to work.
They just kick in the door and they're like, "What the fuck is up, Long John Silver's?" And you're like, I thought about it. I was like, "Long John Silver's. What the fuck is up, Long John Silver's? I'm making the most fish now.
How much do you think the workforce?
Frying all the fish.
How much do you think the workforce would suffer if we just said you can't work under any drug at all?
Oh, dude.
I think that's going on right now. I think you just have people that are really good at doing their drugs going into work.
Pretty much all of my friends, even like girls I've been with, like they all smoked and did drugs.
Yep.
And went to work.
Full-time jobs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They still did it.
I wonder what's the cap. There's got to be a cap, and then there's got to be a fall off. If you're under 200K a year, you can only do certain amounts of drugs. But anything over 500K, you get to do all the drugs.
What was Wolf on Wall Street shit?
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm gonna
Leonardo
DiCaprio this shit.
We take Quaaludes and drive a really overpriced sports car.
I'm gonna McConaughey this.
That was such a good movie, Wolf on Wall Street. I loved that movie.
Yeah, that is a good one. Speaking of movies, I saw a pretty cool one today.
What did you see?
It's called The Hunt. Yeah, I was telling you about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool movie. It's from 2020, and it's based. The base of the story is that there's a bunch of people from Middle America that from
like
the
the
Bible
Midwest?
Belt, that kind of get kidnapped and
Oklahoma and
Arkansas, Mississippi, and they get kidnapped and they get brought to this field where they basically are all gagged, and they have to run into this giant box that some guy opens with a crowbar, and inside there's an armory, and it's handguns and it's machetes and it's assault rifles and all sorts of things to fight with. And about 2 minutes into them opening up the armory, they start getting shot at and hunted. So the crazy part about the movie is they introduce you to the characters and you're not too sure who's going to stick around, because I think in the first 10 minutes some girl gets her head blown off, and then another girl falls down a pit of spikes and dies.
Shit.
And then a dude steps on a landmine and blows up. It's just like within the first 10 minutes, you got 3 deaths. But one of the people...
It's like a war movie, it sounds like.
One of the people in there is a badass chick, and I guess she's from the military, and she's there to kick ass and take names.
And look hot while she does it.
Yeah, well, she's pretty hot, man. She's pretty hot. So the whole culmination of the story is this chick kicking ass, and she gets to the final boss, and she kicks her ass, and then eventually
it's a cat fight. Nice.
Yeah, well, eventually she steals her private jet and her dog, and they sit down with the stewardess, and the winner of the game has caviar and champagne with her, because the stewardess has never had it before. Long description of a really short, cool movie.
Okay.
Check it out. The Hunt.
The Hunt.
Yeah, not bad. You got any movies you watched recently?
Well, the fucking Disney movie Flash. I saw that with you. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Father, you were gonna get away with it. Father. Or it's like, come on, Flash. Is this New York City? Remember his accent, the kid's accent? Is this New York City? Just his ridiculous accent.
So why don't you go ahead and explain what Flash is about?
Oh, fuck. Here we go. I need to smoke to this.
All right, so Trevor's gonna take a quick smoke break, and in the meantime, I'm gonna push one of our sponsors. Twisted Tea iced tea is when your tea's not twisted enough, and you've just played Twisted Metal, and you're looking to get even more twisted. Twisted Tea, possibly
TNT, Twisted Tea.
TNT, done dirt cheap. We're combining AC/DC songs here. That's how we roll.
We've got big balls. They've got big balls.
For those about to rock, we rock.
Might want to keep our voices down.
So flash.
Slightly. Well, you and I are like, what the fuck?
Trevor's worried about the volume right now, folks. Can't be worried about the volume, Trevor. Just gotta let it go.
We have neighbors.
Yeah, you know what those neighbors have? They have earplugs. And if they don't have earplugs, they have earbuds. And if they don't have earbuds, I'll give them cotton to put in their ears. And if they don't like cotton, they can be black or whatever. Yeah.
I'm offended.
And we'll give them, styrofoam. I don't know.
Anyway, so the movie Flash is a Disney movie from 1997, and it's based in the South. It starts in like South Carolina, and there's a rich business owner that has a large stable of horses for fancy equestrian events.
Now, are you sure, Trevor, this isn't just a pimp?
Could be a pimp.
He's got a large stable of horses.
He's got a bunch of studs, and might make him a gay pimp. He's a bunch of studs, but he
Trevor,
has mares.
there's a market for anything. Gay
true.
Pimps, they got a pimp too.
I mean, I'm sure there's dog pimps. I mean, all of the pimps. But anyways, this gentleman, pimp or not pimp, we're not sure. He has these horses, and he has a son who went and decided to take out his anger on the horse because the dad liked the horse a lot. So he's like, "Fuck you, horse," and starts to whip it and whip it good.
Whip it real good.
And plays. he just plays the. He just wears a hat made out of aluminium foil.
That whip.
He wears an aluminium foil hat.
Give that horse a slap.
Get over
Step
it.
on a cliff.
Break your mama's back.
Shoot your mama's horse. Now shoot it. Shoot it good.
Shoot it real good.
That horse is done.
And I mean,
Done injured my boy. That was like the thing. The horse hurt the kid.
Yeah.
After the kid hurt the horse.
well, the horse is defending himself.
The horse was being a horse, of course. Is Mr.
Mr.
Ed. So where do we find the main character?
So the main character is the horse and the boy who is employed there. His dad works there, and he helps.
His black dad.
I don't know, but he's a. I didn't get that, but I didn't look too far to that.
So he's the assistant.
Maybe he's
to the
adopted.
Horse trainer.
Maybe he was adopted.
It's possible, Trevor.
He is
2022.
Well, it's 1997.
It was 2001. But
Maybe
yeah.
maybe the white boy was adopted by a black dad. Who knows?
You're very woke, Trevor.
I'm just a cool guy doing cool things, trying to be cool.
And cool people never say shit like that.
Anyways, so the boy, he decides to take the horse and escape, trying to save the horse, and I'm sure he wanted to have some adventures of himself and discover how to make kombucha tea and write stirring poetry. No, I'm kidding on that part. But anyways, he decides to go out, and he doesn't really have any money, and this is before everyone had smartphones, so he uses a paper map, which I appreciated, and a pencil.
Way to go, Atlas.
The
Not for
fuck's
holding up the world, but for giving us maps.
Yeah, the holding up the world
Not
thing.
the Greek god Atlas, more of the guy that directs us.
Yes, the Greek god that's holding us all up. He's also
He's the
navigator.
predecessor to GPS.
Yeah. He's like, now approaching the temple. Just like, they have all these just Greek soldiers going somewhere. Like, they're in a ship, they're going to Troy. It's like, now approaching Troy.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Flash.
Anyways. Getting back to it.
Getting back to it,
Feeling
folks.
good. So they go on this journey on their way north, and he goes into local businesses along his way, uses the payphones, and at one point he needs money to get a train ticket, so he enters a local horse race for $200 winner, and he ended up winning, and he got the
Now,
money.
does this horse have any skills,
Flash.
Trevor?
Well, he's good with the ladies. He knows his way around a 1040 tax form.
Yeah.
And
He's a working horse.
He can also crochet really nice socks. But anyways.
I'd really like to know where these wares can be found, Trevor.
Flash's crochets.
Horse shack.
Yep. The horseshoe, because they make socks, the horse.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Come on down to the horseshoe. Get your homemade crocheted socks made by a hooved horse.
And the horse penis, if you're into that thing. Like
you will be hooved by the moves of these hooves.
You need to quit horsing around there, bud.
Oh, man. Oh, shoot.
Anyways, so they work their way north. With the money they win, they buy a train ticket and they work their way
Back
up.
to the main story, Trevor. It's horse stuff. I couldn't think of a good horse one.
Wow.
Trevor was just blown away by my bad joke. It's okay, folks. He hurts me with bad jokes all the time.
Hopefully that's the tail end of those bad jokes.
See, he had to come back with a bad one.
You know me. You don't want to pun battle me, man. I can go for a long time. But anyways.
You don't want to big pun battle me? Because I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
Did you make the big pun rapper reference? That was good. I actually like big pun, so wow. I was like, no
I'm not
way.
A player. I just crush a lot.
That was epic.
Hey, but it didn't have any horse in it, so.
That's okay. That big pun was awesome.
Horse is a horse, of course. His name is Mr. Red.
It's the most fucked up, rambly story ever. It's going to be hilarious. So
I'm a rambling man, and I'm a gambling man.
Oh my
I gotta show you. I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry, but I gotta show you this song I heard while I was driving to go get the food today.
Yeah.
And it's called "The Rambler."
Yeah.
It's some song from like the 1950s or 60s, but it's about you going to buy a new car, a new 1964 Chevy something or other, but they made a whole jingle for it, and it's called "The Rambler." And I gotta show you this song. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Is it good?
It is pretty funny. I think you'd like it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, after the podcast, we'll go ahead and check out
Sounds
The
like a
Rambler.
country song.
I'm telling you, it's a country song, but it's hilarious.
Okay. So anyways, back to the story.
Yeah.
So they use the money and they get a train ticket to go north. He finds out from a guy who was on the train that he ends up in New Jersey. So then it lands in New Jersey. Him on a horse in this really big city in New Jersey. I think it's like Newark, Jersey. Him on a horse in there immediately attracts attention. Cops are like, what the fuck is going on?
Cops are like, you ain't from around here, are you, horse boy?
Because the only people on horses in like Jersey or New York City is fucking horse cops.
You a couple of them New York cities, huh? You remember from Life?
Oh.
You New York cities.
That's funny. But yeah, he ends up making it to the docks though in New York, and meets his dad.
Dad!
And he's like, oh, this little fuck. I thought I was gonna get away from him.
Yeah, he thought he had time off coming up, and he's like, ah, shit, it's the kid.
He's like, I was gonna go fuck this whore in the motel over here after I.
What he didn't know was some girl was behind the trailer, and she was like, we going, Jack, or what? He's like, not today.
She's like, come on, I even got his Boston Market ticket. And he's like, oh shit.
Damn that Boston Market.
The fuck is up,
it's
Boston
not good,
Market?
But it's
there.
It's food.
Yeah.
It's food.
That's Boston Market for it.
It's not good, but it's food.
I remember
that should be their slogan.
It's not good, but it's food. I remember having it, and I was like, this is like just some bland cafeteria food.
This is shittier KFC.
Yeah.
Slightly shittier KFC. And KFC ain't that great, man. Once upon a time, back in maybe the 90s, late 90s, KFC had something going there. And then something happened in the 90s, man, heading into the 2000s. KFC started doing some dirty dealings. They bought their spices from China.
They were using ground horns from unicorns and all kinds of weird shit.
Man. Something happened.
Gypsy tears ran out, probably.
Yep. go.
Sprinkle little gypsy tears on the chicken.
That's how Borat kept away the Jews.
That's the reference. I was making a Borat reference. I was. Just like you're making a big pun reference. I love Borat, so.
Very nice.
The suit is black. Not. Well, we'll be. Anyways. We're not going to talk about the running of the Jew or kidnapping Pamela Anderson.
We're not talking about any of those things, especially the
having a bear, a black hooker, and being in an ice cream truck. That was something too.
Him going into the hotel and being like, "What is up, my negra?"
Or when he has the naked fight with the guy at the giant conference room.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Me and my homie Hazamats need a place to rest our heads.
I do remember that, and they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like him, a fat guy, and a midget running through a conference.
Yeah, all fighting.
Some real estate conference or something.
At a big fancy motel, and they had a giant conference.
Running around with a dildo that's a fist.
Yeah.
What a hilarious prop to have. Like, not
dildo
even an
fist.
actual dildo, but a little fist. Little fist to run around with. Yeah, he like meets the guys and they wrestle and have a good time. And it's like, we hang out like we did in old country. We drink and we wrestle and we listen to disco. Yes.
That's some Eastern European, Central Asian shit right there.
Yeah, ain't got nothing better to do than to rope a dude and drink a little bit.
I've met some guys from Russia. Those guys knew how to party. That's for sure.
I've seen a really crazy.
Speaking of Russia.
Oh man, what's up with Russia? What's Russia doing these days besides throwing victory parties for a country it hasn't fully taken over?
They're definitely not stalling for time, if you know what I mean.
Good one. Yeah, I heard there was some Gerber baby named Gorbachev. No.
So what the fuck is up?
Goiba baby.
Goiba baby.
That's Jewish. A goiba.
A goiba baby.
He got a goiba baby.
He got the schmutz going on.
The schmutz on him. Yeah. Gorbachev did have some schmutz on him. He did have some schmutz on him.
He had a giant fucking
birthmark.
He had a giant birthmark on him. Probably his mom was probably.
What nobody knew was that it was painted on every day. His makeup.
Yeah.
He just wanted to seem weird.
Give me most dark red paint.
Never knew that the birthmark was not real. Yeah, I don't know, man. Russia's a really fucked up place to be right now.
And Ukraine, I mean, especially Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine isn't a good place to be either. I feel bad for the Russian people, though, man. I bet a lot of them just don't fucking care that this dude is doing that. And I bet a lot of them just are at the other end of it where they're just... They probably feel like shit for being Russian, you know?
Well, it's like being American when we had everything going on in Iraq and then Afghanistan.
I think it was a little different, too, because when that was going on in America, everybody was really proud. You know, everybody was really happy about it. Go USA.
Well, not everyone, but a lot of people.
A lot of people. A lot of Americans.
Yeah.
And
that was an unprecedented. We haven't had a moment of like national unity like that in a long time.
Well, it's weird that, you know, in America especially, it always seems like we're waiting for something to go wrong so that we can